Alright guys, I'm gonna make a video today explaining my strategy for MG and how you can possibly make more gold than you think without price checking, okay? It's gonna be without price checking, but with just certain items that you might want to price check, but for the most part, you will just list everything at a certain price, right? So I just found this item here, +2 maximum ballista. Ballistas are being pretty popular this patch. I am going to price check this tier 6 maximum ballista, and then I'm going to show you how I sell the items that I find during my mono runs, right? And then we'll talk about running dungeons as well as a good strategy. But I don't personally run dungeons. I don't really enjoy spamming a dungeon over and over and over and over again. Some people do. It's great money if you want to do it. But let's see. So we have a tier 6 ballista chest piece on Rogue, at least tier 6. People are looking for this to put in a as a legendary. So it doesn't matter what base it is. You just want to see tier 6. I'll go from low to high. The lowest one is 1.2 million. People want this with ballista and dexterity, right? So that is what we're gonna go for. As you can see, the second prefix here is not sealable because it's tier 5, right? So the ones that are going to be worth more, for example, this one is worth quite a bit because this one is tier 2 increased mana. It's easily sealable, so the person that will buy this one will be able to seal the increased mana most likely, and then get a pretty good piece of gear, you know, for their character. So we can see it's about like, you know, 1 million plus. There's only one that is like easily sealable here. All the other ones, you know, 1.5 mil. So seems like this is going to be worth about that amount of gold. I am going to go a little bit lower. I do want this to sell quite fast. I don't really care because I'm blasting, right? The name of the game is gather as much loot as possible, spend as little time as possible in the bazaar, trying to price check items, trying to, oh, can I make 50k more out of this item? Can I make 300k more out of this item? You spend so much time doing that you're not playing the game, you're just playing the market. So some of them you'll learn as you go, or check the popular builds that are popping up, you know, stuff with static orb, glacier, ballista. You know, there are other builds out there. I don't know personally all the affixes are the best. There are also some discords talking about the prices for certain items, some uniques and stuff like that. I've seen a spreadsheet going around about unique items and how they are priced. But I'm going to tell you about my strategy, okay? The stuff I know sells a lot, I will list, I will price check really quickly and list it, right? 1.1 million. For everything else, when I'm farming, I put everything into my category for the bazaar here. And then I will just grab everything from here, right? Grab all my items, boom, 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 boom. Then when I go to sell it, doesn't matter if I have like just, you know, doesn't matter if I have a little bit of stuff that is not worth anything. I'll list this for like, I don't know, maybe 150k. I'll list everything for 150k. Boom, list. Boom. If I see something, right, that is worth a lot, tier 6s are usually not worth that much. I don't care. Some people are going to look for some of these items. They're going to be pretty nice. You just go and you spam click list +3 exploit. Another strategy could be stuff that is worth stuff that has plus levels to it. Things that have plus levels might actually pop off later in the league. So, you know, acid flask, maybe acid flask is actually worth something. Some people are pushing corruption with acid flask, so experimental affixes, always check if they are worth something. Tier 5, 6, and 7 might be worth quite a bit. They are in very high demand. I'm playing a build that has a tier 7 bow physical damage on the build guide on max roll for the best in slot. So I know tier 7 bow physical damage is going to be worth a lot. Another good place to look is all the top builds on max roll on the corruption tier list. Most likely, a lot of people are going to be looking for those. And I'm not saying this because I am part of because I am a max roll creator. I'm just saying this because this is where a lot of people will go and look, and it's just a generally good strategy to at least stay a little bit informed as to what items are used in these guides, right? So I'm going for acid flask here. I'm gonna go price check acid flask. Maybe it's worth something. Acid flask. Acid. Level of acid flask, at least tier 6. Not worth anything. Boom. Easy. Okay. So that is what I do for whatever is in my stash. I still list it at 150. Sometimes some people will be looking for exactly the right base that they want, the right affixes in the right places, but you don't want to spend like hours and hours looking at all these items and figuring out, okay, how do I price check this? The filter for the bazaar is not that great right now. They are planning to implement a better filter later down the road in this patch, but that is what I do. So you do the same for everything, you know. I know that Twisted Hearts usually sell for like 100k, and like a well-rolled one with 8% and like 17% health might go for a little bit more. Maybe I'll put this one for 200k, 150, I don't know. So these are the type of things that I think about when I am listing items on the bazaar, right? I just sort this, I just grab everything, and then when I'm putting them on the market, I check them really quickly. Okay, does this seem like a crazy item? No. Okay, I know I don't have to price check this. Stuff like idols like these, 9% health and LA res. Stuff like this is like, it's pretty rare. So I know good idols, super well-rolled idols, always check the price. It might be worth like millions and millions and millions. So that is worth your time, but not every single item, right? And now let's talk about certain strategies that you can do. Most of the people that I've talked to are doing either Lightless Arbor dungeon or Soulfire Bastion dungeon. Some of the items in here are worth quite a bit. The Amulet Soul Gambler Fallacy, if you go check the price on the market right now, it's worth quite a bit. The Peak of the Mountain Helm in the Lightless Arbor dungeon is worth quite a bit as well. So you can do these dungeons over and over and try to get the, you know, those are targeted drops that you're trying to get. So it's a good source. It's a very, very good source of like guaranteed money over time, right? You do them, you do them, you do them, and then at some point you're guaranteed to get something that you can sell. And if I go, for example, see, I've already sold some of these items, right? So the +2 level of Ballista for 1.1 mil, boom. Sold it a little bit underpriced, but still a very, very good amount. My old pair of Morning Frost that I listed like a little bit earlier, boom, they're here, 100k. Someone wanted them. I'm going to look for a affix. No, not affix. Name of the unique. It's the Soul Gambler Fallacy, right? Soul Gambler Fallacy. It's at least 50k. If you get it with 1 LP, get it with 2 LP. I guess it went down in price. But still, I guess it went down in price. Still. It's actually, you know, dungeons are a good way. Check the price for different dungeons. The two most popular ones are the Soulfire Bastion and Lightless Arbor. So that is my strategy. I am currently farming monoliths. If you're wondering which mono to farm, it's up to you. I farm Reign of Dragons because I like the boss fight. I'm pretty high in corruption there. I'm nearing 1700 corruption. But you can do this in much lower corruption, by the way, right? Blood, Frost, and Death seems to be a good one. It has all the low life stuff, right? It has like also body armor, echo rewards. Stolen lands can be good early on in the league, in the cycle, to get the Throne of Ambition idol. Also has Wings of Argentus. So very early in the cycle, the boss drops might be pretty good. The belt in Follow the Outcast, the Strand of Souls belt for ward builds. A lot of people are going after this. A lot of people want this for their builds because, you know, Glacier is super popular. That is used in that build. So keep that in mind. But remember to farm. Don't spend too much time price checking items, and just trust that you have a loot filter that is filtering for most of the tier 6 exalteds, right? The most of like important tier 6 exalteds. For example, me, I don't have the perfect one, right? But I know usually stats are pretty popular, you know, because like Static Orb and Glacier is really popular. I'm going for cast speed, spell damage. You know, the bow stuff for Ballista. Increased health and hybrid health are always really wanted. So any good tier 6 exalted, and of course, all of the class specific affixes, if they are exalted, I'll try selling them at least for 100k or something like that, right? And then you also get all the tier 7 exalted. Just grab them. If you blast enough, you will have pretty much infinite reputation. I have infinite favor that it barely costs anything to list an exalted item on the market, right? So if you list this, for example, you know, cost me 1,000. I won't have 300. Like, I won't list as that many items that I will spend all of my favor. So I can always keep listing and always keep making a constant flow of gold while farming monos, while grabbing gold that drops just like that. I'm at 16 million gold. You know, I got a few lucky drops, like nothing crazy. And yeah, I mean, we're blasting with, you know, MG, the superior fraction, you know. And also this, MG is stronger than Circle of Fortune. So Merchant's Guild, it's trade. Everyone is farming for you. All you need to do is have gold. But one thing to keep in mind, you only want to go Merchant's Guild if you actually like interacting with the market. If you want to have loot explosions, it is absolutely amazing as well, right? It's not as strong, but you know, it's not one is viable and the other one is not viable. They are both excellent. You will be able to reach the the very end game of last Epoch and the very best gear on both factions. Merchant Guild, you might have a better time getting, you know, the proper double exalteds that you want, maybe double tier 7s. You'll have like you'll save in time, most likely, but both have the potential, right? So that is what I think about Merchant's Guild and how to farm gold, how to get gold in last Epoch. Just blast, gather item, just throw them in your stash, and then after a while, just come to the market, take 15 minutes, list them all, boom, 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 one after the other, and then you're done. You go back to blasting. That way, you don't spend a million hours friggin' price checking every single item with every single, you know, affix. Okay, how is this? And then you go through like 1,000 pages and like, oh man, where is my item? Where would I actually price this? Do I price this 150k or like 300k? Like, just list more items for 100k and boom, you're done. All right, that's it for today, guys. I hope you learned something about how to interact with the bazaar. I'm not saying this is the perfect solution, but it's how I do it, and I've been very successful with it. Hope you have a great time in the Merchants Guild. Bye bye.